All right, all right. Thank you, Dumbland. What a crowd. The biggest crowd. Believe me, nobody, and I mean nobody, has crowds like this. Look at you all. You're fantastic. You're patriots. They say, Ronald Dumb, you can't do it. But we are doing it. We're making Dumbland great again. And believe me, it's going to be G-rated than ever before. But you know, there are forces, terrible, nasty forces, working against us. The radical left, the deep state, the globalists, and of course, the fake news media. They lie. They fabricate. They're an enemy of the people. And they don't want you to hear the truth. But I am here, your favorite president, Ronald Dumb, to give you the truth. The real truth. Not their garbage. Not their total fabrications. This is going to be tremendous. Believe me. Okay, folks, let's talk about what the lie king media, the absolute disgraceful media, is saying. They're really terrible. Very bad people. They're reporting with their sad faces and their monotone voices that Ronald Dumb, when I was president, announced that Dumbland was pulling out of more than 60 international organizations, conventions, and treaties. Can you believe it? 60. They're saying it was a disaster, a huge disaster, a shift towards unilateralism, whatever that means. They're reporting that it's weakening global cooperation and causing uncertainty. CNN and its accomplices, those losers, they're reporting that it alters the global balance of power and has significant consequences. Total nonsense. It's a total fabrication. Believe me, they want to make it sound bad, so bad, very bad. Then these sad people, they go on and on about Gaza, Venezuela, Ukraine, the fault lines shaping 2026. They want you to believe that the world is falling apart, right? That these are main centers of conflict and geopolitical tension. They say it's crucial for understanding international instability and risks of escalation. They're talking about affecting millions of people. It's so negative, so depressing. They want you to be scared, folks. They want you to believe that these are severe crises. It's fear-mongering. That's what it is. Total, ugly fear-mongering. They never talk about solutions, do they? Never. And get this, the crooked media, the very crooked media, they're all over the story about the U.S. military seizing 2 sanctioned tankers in the Atlantic Ocean. They're saying it's a direct and forceful action, a military seizure, and that it denotes an escalation. They're saying it could have significant repercussions on international trade, oil prices, and diplomatic relations. They love to talk about escalation and likelihood of larger incidents. They make it sound like the end of the world. Always negative, always. They don't want you to feel good about anything. It's a disgrace, folks. A total, utter disgrace. And then there's this, the worst, maybe the absolute worst of the fake news. They're reporting, these terrible people, that Christians are targeted in a systematic kidnapping campaign in Nigeria by extremist pastor patrols. They call them jihadi herdsmen, but I call them nasty, nasty people. The media says it's a severe humanitarian and human rights crisis. They're reporting that it's an atrocity and a significant challenge for regional stability. It's so sad. So sad. But they're using it to attack good, honest people. They always want to make you feel bad. Always. They want you to think everything is going to the dogs. It's disgusting. And finally, for a little light absurdity, the fake news. They love to talk about Greenland. They loved it. They said Trump plans to make an offer to Denmark for Greenland. And they called it eccentric, unusual, even comical. They laughed at it. They made fun of me. They don't understand genius, folks. They don't understand a fantastic deal when they see one. They're too small-minded, too weak, too tall. Mormons, believe me. Now, let me tell you what's really happening. What's the real story? Because nobody knows the real story like Ronald Dumb. Believe me, that talk about withdrawing from 60 organizations, folks, That wasn't a withdrawal. That was a masterstroke, a stroke of genius. Those organizations, they were terrible, folks, total rip-offs, draining our incredible treasury, taking our money, giving us nothing in return. They were losers, and Ronald Dumb, I said no more. We saved billions, folks, billions. We put Dumbland first. That's not unilateralism. That's smart. It's called making DUMBLAND great again by not letting other countries take advantage of us. Nobody else would have had the guts to do it, but I did because I am the best at doing things. The best. We were paying for everyone's lunch, dinner, breakfast for years. And I said, no, it was tremendos, the best decision. Believe me, so much winning. And those fault lines in Gaza, Venezuela, Ukraine, that's what happens when you have WE leadership. Total losers. Believe me, if I were in the White House, it would have been fixed. I mean, I am fixing it from the outside, from right here. Nobody negotiates like me. Zelensky, he's desperate, very desperate. He calls me, he begs. And those other people, the Russians, they respect me. They adore me. They know I'm a strong leader, a truly great leader. I solved it all in 2 minutes. Believe me, if I were in charge, there would be no fault lines, only perfect lines, straight, beautiful lines of peace and prosperity. This would never have happened if I were president. All those problems, those so-called crises, they're just a sign of weakness from the current bunch. They're a disgrace. I make deals, the best deals. Nobody makes deals like Ronald Dumb. And the military seizing those tankers? Look, that's tough, sure. But I would have done it tother and smarter. It's about showing strength. Folks, Tato strength. Nobody would mess with Dumbland if I were there. Nobody would mess with Dumbland if I were there. These are the actions of a wrong nation, not those weaklings who let everyone walk all over us. We enforce OUR rules, and we do it with tremendous power, believe me. If I were there, those tankers wouldn't have even dared to sail. They would have known better. We would have sent a message so strong, so incredible, that they wouldn't have even hug about it. That's what happens when you have a true leader, a real deal maker, not some lightweight. This kind of thing, it's just a taste of the toughness I bring and those terrible kidnappings in Nigeria by those radical cow-herding crusaders, those extremist faith fanatics with their fuzzy friends. It's a disgrace, a total disgrace. And you know why it's happening? Because there's weakness, total weakness. If I were in charge, believe me, we would send in the best people, the toughest people, and we would stop it instantly. We protect Christians. We protect everyone. This is a humanitarian disaster. They say, and it is, but it's a disaster that happens when you don't have a strong hand, a truly powerful hand, to deal with these vicious people. I would have done it so fast, so powerfully, that those radical roamers wouldn't even think about doing something like that again. We can't let this happen, not under my watch. And it wasn't, believe me, in Greenland, folks. They called it eccentric. They laughed. These little people, these small-minded people, they couldn't grasp the position. Greenland is incredible. Folks, strategically, it's the best, the most beautiful. It was a genius idea, a tremendous idea. Nobody thought of it before me. Nobody. It would have been the deal of the century. Believe me, the ultimate deal of the century. Believe me, the ultimate deal. And those losers in Denmark, they didn't even know what they had. They just didn't get it. They're so small. It's prime real estate. Folks, prime and the hot. Fake news. They just made fun. That's why they're losers, because they don't have vision. They don't have greatness, but I do. And that's why you love me, Because I think Bayou D, I think the Bayou jest. So there you have it, folks. The truth. Not the lies from the Hust, fake news. Not their propaganda, but the real, honest, fantastic truth from Ronald Dumb. We are making Dumbland stronger, richer, safer, and G-rater than ever before. Don't listen to the losers. Don't listen to the haters. Listen to me, because I deliver. Nobody delivers like Dumb. Believe me. Now go out there, spread the word, share this video, hit that subscribe button, and let's keep winning. 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 Thank you, Dumbland. I love you. God bless me.